just kind of talk about that last drill you guys did there with the situational and kind of it seemed like each quarterback got a little bit different time?
Yeah, different situations. Guess I'm pretty sweet that B likes me. Hey, no, different situations, field goal to win, field goal to tie, touchdown to win, different time, different timeouts. Good that we got a situation to talk about made a field goal. I just think this team is in a maturity place where they can be fed some of these situations and can process them and kind of be present, and the situation won't be too big for them.
And you felt like the defense probably won those drills considering they didn't allow any points?
The kickers didn't kick today.
Okay.
So the first one could have been a tie, but defense won the last two. We learned we can't take a sack. You can go over clocking the ball rules with, can't do it with 2 seconds on the clock. I mean, a lot of things we can talk about there.
It's the third straight day you guys just in helmets and shoulder pads. Can you kind of talk about the mindset of just not going with the full pads these last couple days?
Just the schedule was Thursdays and Saturdays were going to be full pads. I think you can get a lot done in just shells. And the way this team practices, I think, they work on tackling fundamentals. They got some good tackling opportunities in the scrimmage. And last week, Thursday, they'll get some tomorrow. But I like the teaching, and if we're not going to be taking people to the ground, I don't think they need to be in full pads.
He was back today, but we saw Jaden wasn't here yesterday. Was he just resting his arm again?
No, we had a kind of a stomach bug going around. I don't know, it's probably got 20 guys over the last 3 weeks or so. So I think that was some more remnants of that thing hanging around.
Is that why there were still a couple guys missing, like Joey Hoper today? Just kind of that bug?
Yeah. And probably some of the reason you saw guys out for a day or two and then back in the last 10 practices. So
how confident are you, or much more confident are you now in the receiver depth?
Yeah.
A lot of guys out. Any younger guys, really impressed you?
Yeah, you asked a question last time we talked, and I thought, I didn't have a great answer for you, but it was about somebody who may be surprising, maybe from the spring, and I think that award would go to Donovan Ollie. He's really had a really good camp, has really kind of absorbed and it's hard to say mastered until we get on the field and he does it in the game, but he's got a high level comfort in the offense, able to have communication about some of the details, and he brings back questions that are good questions, and that's a good sign for him. So he would be the one to answer your question last time. But what is your question this time? I forget.
Just extra confidence from a coaching perspective.
Well, you see Lawrence Falatea coming along, and everyone goes through that imposter syndrome a little bit at different paces, right? Am I good enough to be here? Am I supposed to be here? This is hard. And I think yesterday and the day before you saw Lawrence break through, where a guy like Edson, kind of has been like that since he got here. So everyone's different. We're glad everyone's here, and they're giving great effort. So, Ram's another one. You're seeing Francisco get some good reps. Gavin. Offensively, you see Reed Shumpert doing some good things. You see Leon Neal doing some good things. Guys that are becoming very dependable.
Have you thought about how many receivers could crack the rotation, right? Or do you have
I don't usually have that conversation with myself, but I think in the era of COVID, you just kind of got to open that up a little bit more and not be stubborn with it. And I think we've got some of the depth to do that this year. Lincoln's trustworthy. Drake has become trustworthy. Calvin, Travell, Joey Holbert. You got guys that you feel confident going in the game. CJ, Donovan, Mitch, Strib. There's some guys on the outside that we feel the same way about. So there is some nice depth there. And how we do it, I can't answer that right now, but it will be good to have that luxury when we get into a game.
Is Travell really real close to full participation?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of me holding back a little bit. He's doing some stuff early on, and just, he's got a good grasp of the offense, and this gives us opportunity to get some other guys some reps.
Did you feel like one of the quarterbacks stood out today, or did they kind of all mesh together with
Well, we kind of got off the reps deal, and because we needed to apply some pressure, and so we played a little king of the hill. You start, and when you either get a thumbs up or thumbs down. You get a thumbs down, you're out. You get a thumbs up, you keep going. And I think, Cam had a good run yesterday. I thought Jared had a good run today. It's helping the evaluation. Let me say it that way. Instead of just being, 4-play stagnant, you know you're getting your play. You don't know if you're going to get another play. You might not. So I think it applies a little more pressure.
On the running backs, is it a little bit difficult right now to kind of find where Watson fits in with that whole thing? Or
No.
do you have a timetable set for how you're going to use those 3 guys, or if you are?
Well, he's definitely shown to be somebody we can count on in the offense. There's no doubt. I think Deion's putting his time, Max is putting his time. And you're going through 9 straight before a bye. It's good to have that depth. I don't know that we'll get to just some strict rotation of 3 in a game. But I know going into the season it was going to be, let's keep Max and Deion fresh throughout a game and let them both be as explosive as they can be. And there's situational stuff at running back too that could come into play with that, where maybe that's and I trust Nakia. I mean, he's earned a ton of my trust in who he is and what he knows about the offense. So